Good morning everyone, this video discussion will also touch a bit on the run with Priest that I did from season 24. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Is Jufufu wash? Does Dialyn mocks her heavily? No and yes, but Dialyn mocks all the previous Thanos, so give Fufu a break. Here, we will be focusing more on the synergies that comes with Dialyn rather than the power creep. And the first thing that I think about when Dialyn first released is how she will work with Fufu. Because Fufu's strongest aspect is her decibels refund and increased capacity for Rupture and Attack Agent. Dialyn giving an extra ultimate every stun window means there will be plus 300 decibels every stun window as well. This ultimate synergy between Fufu and Dialyn enable a high stun, high ultimate count rotation. For context, before, a 5 stun rotation example would be on Typhon boss fight because it's an easy boss to stun, involving Sunbeam Trigger or Haru Chingy. Without a disable buff, the DPS ultimate in this fight would be only 3, maybe 4 if the stun is lined well. But there's just not enough way to generate disables for 5 ultimate in between the 5 stun window. We also know that Fufu can 5 stun Hunter with 5 Yixuan ultimate. The 5 stun is thanks to Hunter aggressive moveset giving a lot of defensive assist for days. Later Encolida could also get 5 stun here with their dodge counters, but the 5 ultimate aspect is only achievable by Jufufu. Now combining Dialyn with Fufu, ensuring us to be able to do 5 stun rotation with 3 Yixuan ultimate on each stun window on any boss, without any problem of disable generation. Well, not any boss, we'll get more on that later. Now let's talk about weaknesses. One flaw of this team comp is that there is no sheer force buff for Yixuan. Both Dialyn and Fufu buffs mostly in a range of crit damage and damage percent, and putting both together number-wise does saturate both DPS variable. Without the ultimate generation synergy, I wouldn't consider this a good team, because you want a balanced stat buff for your DPS that covers all of the DPS variables. This makes the team can only kill within 5 stun. While Dialyn Lucia team can easily kill within 4 stun, Dialyn Fufu team has to find a way to route the rotation to get 5 stun for a kill. Now the bad thing about this is that what if the boss can get 5 stun in the fight? For example, against the new boss, the Thrall, I couldn't find a way to get a 5 stun rotation because the boss tagging in and out with Sobek and long miasmic phase, making there's not enough time to get a 5 stun in the rotation. The best that I could get is 4 stun with 12 ult total. 5 stun window would also means less time for performance point farming, which means we get less Marionette clone and less defensive assist opportunity on Priest. To get enough time for 5 stun on Priest, we aim to skip the defensive assist chain after the first stun. We do that by getting Priest stun ASAP before her first phase change. This means that we may not get a full 5000 performance point, unless we get lucky and got an aggressive defensive assist at the start, which would not always happen. Back to the buffs from Dialyn and Fufu, you might think we can reduce the cost of both Fufu and Dialyn signature, since there should be already enough damage percent and crit damage buff in the team. That should theoretically be true, but I could only go down to 5 costs. The best that I get for a 4 cost run with this team is 55k damage score. Maybe could be a bit higher, but I don't see myself get a kill with 4 costs with my Yixuan build. One difficulties that I find, other than lower damage number, is that Dialyn is harder to generate positive reviews for 5 stun without her signature. Don't get me wrong, you don't really need her signature. Normally, even without signature, positive review generation for 4 stun is still easily achieved as long as you build Dialyn with high energy regen. But for 5 stun, it is significantly hard that your rotation choice of Dialyn EX timing and how many times the basic attack for energy really matters. We'll make the game plan simple. In pre-stun, you want as many Yixuan EX wing parry for technique point and dodge counter for adrenaline generation. Make sure you apply Dialyn debuff by EX 1 to 3 on every pre-stun. You may or may not need Fufu EX specials to stun. Either way, she shouldn't be hard to pilot since with Swing Jazz, she automatically refresh her buff off field most of the time. And by the time to stun, start with Adrenaline Ultimate, chain trigger to Dialyn chain, hold the chain attack as long as possible to ensure the ultimate hits fully, then to Yixuan ultimate by Dialyn, followed by her own ultimate, and use what's left of the stun with Ball EX. This is the ideal scenario for stun window. But depending on your technique point situation, you might need to start by Dialyn Hold Basic instead, which rearrange the stun window rotation a bit, but the target is still the same, 3 ult on each stun. Though this may not always happen. As you can see in my gameplay, at the 3rd stun, I miss my Adrenaline Ultimate. To ensure 5 stun, we need to whiff the standard ultimate alternatingly. Using both at the same time might be Daze Overflow, and there's a chance there will be no stun ultimate for the next stun. And you might not want to stun too fast, because you also need to gather Yixuan resource on each pre-stun. And I think that's all the important thing to start on. I hope this video helps you, and see you next time.